The climate crisis is no longer a distant threat, it's here. We see it in the escalating extreme weather events, the rising sea levels, and the devastating impact on ecosystems. Addressing this crisis requires a multifaceted approach, and carbon taxes are a crucial tool in our arsenal. These taxes put a price on pollution, making fossil fuels more expensive and incentivizing a shift towards cleaner alternatives. While the idea is simple, the implementation and public perception are complex, particularly in North America. This essay will delve into the experiences of Canada and the United States, two countries grappling with the challenges and opportunities of carbon pricing. The urgency of the climate crisis demands bold action, and carbon taxes offer a market-driven mechanism to curb emissions. By internalizing the environmental costs of fossil fuels, we can accelerate the transition to a sustainable future. However, the success of carbon taxes hinges on public acceptance and equitable design, ensuring that the burden of change doesn't fall disproportionately on vulnerable communities. Canada has emerged as a leader in carbon pricing with its federal carbon tax system. Implemented in 2019, the program sets a minimum price on carbon emissions from fossil fuels. This price increases annually, encouraging businesses and individuals to reduce their carbon footprint. To mitigate the financial impact on households, the Canadian government introduced climate action incentive payments. These rebates, delivered annually through tax returns, aim to offset the increased costs associated with the carbon tax, particularly for low and middle-income households. Despite the rebates, there's a perception gap surrounding the carbon tax in Canada. While studies show that most households receive more in rebates than they pay in carbon tax, public opinion remains divided. This highlights the importance of clear communication and transparency regarding the policy's benefits and how the revenue is used to support climate action and green initiatives. In contrast to Canada's unified approach, the United States presents a patchwork of carbon pricing policies. While there is no federal carbon tax, several states have taken the initiative to address emissions within their borders. For instance, California has a cap-and-trade program, which sets a limit on emissions and allows companies to buy and sell allowances. New York has implemented a cap-and-invest program, where revenue from a carbon cap is invested in clean energy projects. This fragmented approach reflects the political complexities surrounding climate change in the U.S. While some states are forging ahead with innovative solutions, others remain resistant to carbon pricing, citing economic concerns and government overreach. This lack of federal action underscores the challenges of implementing comprehensive climate policies in a politically polarized environment. The carbon tax in Canada has been a significant step towards reducing greenhouse gas emissions. By putting a price on carbon, Canada has incentivized businesses and individuals to adopt cleaner practices. This policy has not only helped in reducing emissions but also in generating revenue that is reinvested in green initiatives. Canada's approach has created a ripple effect, extending its influence beyond its own borders. As the country demonstrates the effectiveness of carbon pricing, it sets a powerful precedent for the United States. The success of Canada's carbon tax could serve as a compelling example, encouraging more states to adopt similar measures. Imagine a scenario where the U.S. embraces this model. States that currently lack carbon pricing policies might be inspired to follow suit, contributing to a broader, more unified effort to combat climate change across North America. This cross-border influence underscores the potential of carbon pricing as a tool for environmental and economic transformation. By showcasing the tangible benefits and positive outcomes, Canada is not only addressing its own climate challenges, but is also paving the way for a more sustainable future on a continental scale. The real impact of Canada's carbon tax lies not just within its own territory, but in its ability to inspire and drive change far beyond its borders. Both Canada and the U.S. face the challenge of bridging the gap between the real impact of carbon taxes and public perception. Addressing concerns about affordability, particularly for low-income households, is crucial for building public support. Proposals like increasing the generosity of rebates, expanding eligibility criteria, and providing targeted assistance for energy-efficient upgrades can help mitigate the financial burden on vulnerable communities. Looking ahead, the success of carbon taxes in North America depends on a multi-pronged approach. Governments must prioritize clear communication, transparency, and equitable design to build public trust. revenue from carbon pricing should be reinvested in initiatives that benefit all citizens, such as renewable energy projects, energy efficiency programs, and support for workers in transitioning industries. Moreover, fostering a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness between climate action, economic prosperity, and social justice is essential for mobilizing collective action and ensuring a just and sustainable